Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive717. I'm back with another video. So I'm back here with Mega 2. I should probably introduce her. And actually, now that I'm looking at the video recording, it looks like she's the tarot reader here. Okay guys, I wanted to share a reading today with you guys about the masculines because, the message I was, okay, she's obviously picked these two, so we'll see what they have to say. I wanted to share this reading because I was getting a clear message from the masculines saying, I don't want to lose you now or ever. Now, it didn't come through like that. Of course, it came from that old school song, which I'm not even going to bother singing. I'll just link the songs below. I kept hearing this song replay over and over and over again in my head. And you know how it is with song synchronicities. It's like you wake up and all of a sudden there's a song in your head that you haven't heard in like 15 years. And that's when you know that it's a message coming through. And that's what I hear him saying. I don't want to lose you now or ever. And what that lets me know is that he's so exhausted from the cycles of you two coming together, pulling away, coming together, pulling away. And I feel like the feminine has mastered these cycles. So he's exhausted from it. The feminine has mastered it. So the only thing left now in his eyes to do is to surrender to the journey. And I feel like this is surrendering to the love that he feels. What I get to is like the feminine is the remedy to this exhaustion that he's feeling. And, with that being said, I'll go ahead and just dig right into the cards here. I want to know where the feminine's at with the Sacred Rebels deck. So I'm just going to make it really random. Okay, so she's listening for truth. He's surrendering and she's listening for the truth in that and trying to feel it telepathically. And I feel like with synchronicities like these songs coming through, it speaks volumes about where they're at in their headspace, about the connection. And I think that they do want to come forward and speak to you authentically. But at this time, they're working through the maturity to do that and surrender a lot of the lower level energies that they've allowed to lead them throughout their lifetime. And I think for them, it's a beautiful process of shedding these energies because that's what's relieving a lot of the exhaustion, because the negativity was getting in the way of them connecting in a way that would deepen their bond. And he's starting to see now that a lot of this was coming from his end. But masculines, really forgive yourself here because you are really working through a lot of heavy stuff, toxic, competitive, rigid. And with the feminine's presence bringing in the softness in his life now, he's ready to speak that truth. And he knows that she's listening. I mean, if you see here, she's very, very patient as well. I wrote at the top here, if you guys can see, I said doubt card. So feminines, if you're experiencing doubt about this whole cycle repeating itself, because many of you can feel your masculines coming forward in the physical. Maybe he hasn't communicated yet through phone or text message or showing up at your door, but you can feel this, and it's like a part of you is also fearful that things will repeat. Nothing will be the same when he does communicate again. Stay hopeful and listen for your truth about how you feel towards him, because I feel like that's what he's asking you to do. There's a number 63 on this card as well, which adds up to the number 9. You both have done so much hard work, and I think that a clear message that's being sent to the both of you is try to pick up on what it is you both need to do to break the cycle this time around in terms of the separation, because he is coming forward with a lot of heartfelt communication. He's asking you to be open. Now I'll go with these cards here that Mega pulled out. Oh, beautiful. So we've got our Emperor coming in, who's very experienced with women. And he's always been, it's just like, again, working through his fears because he's always felt so intimidated by the feminine. It's like he really thought he had a handle and a grip on things, which he always has. But when her presence walked into his life with, this queen energy, I think like he really had to sit down and absorb all of it. And she's everything that he's ever imagined, which is why all of these fumbles have happened. He's really allowed insecurity to get the best of him, but not anymore. The Emperor is very determined and very experienced, and so I think once he's made up his mind that he doesn't want to deal with the back and forth anymore because he's aware of how it makes him feel, now he's ready to show up, is what I'm getting. And with a lot of the fruit there on his plate, the pomegranate seeds, it represents a lot of feminine, fertile energy. So, I wouldn't be surprised too if at this time he was really heavily considering things like marriage and having a family. He's tapped into his higher awareness about who the feminine is. If you notice, he's wearing his crown. His ability to manifest now is really going to spiral out of control for him. And this will allow him to practice being more clear and concise with his visions and his desires. And I love the card with the Queen of Wands because of how independent she appears, where it's like she's undressing herself, and with his hand back like that, it's like he's really approaching with caution now. And he's wanting to be more careful, and by being more careful, I feel like he was wanting to be more gentle in conversation, less competitive, more supportive, more romantic, and again, not letting the insecurities get the best of him and allowing her to just be who she is without worrying about anything else on the outside. And for him, I think that means worrying about like family and friends and the differences between them, whether it's cultural or just overall personal differences. It's like they're starting to be aware of the fact that they're both on this journey in their own world together, and the thought of allowing anybody else to interfere with what it is they have and what it is they're wanting to grow and expand, it's no longer an issue. And with him sitting down like this, the energy I get off of this card is that, when you sit down, like you just kind of like sit down after you've had like an amazing epiphany or realization. Try to like get as close as I can, where it's like you're like, oh my God, wow. That's the energy that I feel him in. It's like he's so in love and passionate towards her, and he's never felt this way before, and that is what is leading him. He's a completely different person, and everyone around him can tell, and I don't think he cares. I hope this reading finds you all well, and I will catch you in the next video.